Hello and welcome to the UkeStuff channel. Today we're going to be looking at how to play I Want a Ukulele for Christmas by Steven Curtis Chapman. Now as I'm filming this video, this song just came out last week and he dropped it on a Facebook video. And he wrote it in sort of the spirit of I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas, so there's humor in it. And he also did it as a tribute to the ukulele that he learned how to play that was at his grandmother's house that his father also played when he was a boy. So it's kind of a neat song, and it's neat to see Steven Curtis Chapman making that nod to the ukulele. Now, if you don't know Steven Curtis Chapman, he's a contemporary Christian artist, and he's been around for quite some time. I still remember going to his concerts and listening to his music when I was in college. So he's a guy that I've been following for quite a while, so it's kind of fun to see that connection for me. Just a couple other things that I want to mention. First of all, if you try playing along with his recording on Facebook, his ukulele is not tuned to A440. It's actually lower pitched than that. Not sure what he has it tuned at. Maybe he just tuned it by ear, which is a lot of musicians will do that. So I bumped up the play along audio to match standard A440 tuning on most ukuleles. So in other words, if you use your tuner, you should be right when you play along with the version that you're playing along with the play-alongs. Second thing is, if you look below in the description, you'll see timestamps that will take you to parts of the video that matter to you. So for example, if you play GCEA ukulele, which is soprano, concert, or tenor, you can watch that. If you play baritone DGBE, you can jump to that. Or if you just want to check out strumming a little bit, you can also jump to that. So that's all in the description below. And I also want to mention that this channel now has a collaboration with UkeTabs, so you can actually find the tabs for this song, or basically what I call a chord chart, but a lot of people call tabs. You can find that at ukestuff.info, and that link will also be in the description below to take you right to that song. So as we talk about the chords, today on GCEA ukulele, I'll be using my concert Koaloha Opio Spruce and Acacia ukulele. This is Koaloha's middle of the road line, and very, very nice instrument, very loud, very punchy. So the chords that you need, starting with the G chord, then the G major 7, which is just a small bar chord, then the G7 chord, then to your C. That's all pretty standard. C minor is just like the G major 7, just up 1 fret. Then the C sharp diminished. You're going to move your first finger to be on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. So basically you were covering all 3, but you're going to switch to that. And then fingers 2 and 3 go around it on fret 4 on strings 3 and 1. So it looks like a G7 chord, but down 2 whole frets. So really built on that 3rd fret. So think of a G7 on the 3rd fret. So that's a C sharp diminished chord, not a C sharp diminished 7, which a lot of times is what you'll see with ukulele. Next, we're going to look at the D7 chord, the full D7 with a bar, not the Hawaiian D7. So you want to cover all 4 strings with your first finger. You make that bar, you bar across, and then you lightly support with your thumb. So you're pulling against the ukulele, and that will help you. And if you just play that, should get clear ringing on all 4 strings. You're above the bar, or the little metal fret there. And then you add the 2nd finger on the 1st string, 3rd fret. And that's your full D7 chord. In just a little while then, you need to add the E7 bar chord. Now there is another E7 chord, but for the way that Steven Curtis Chapman plays it in this song, you have to do the bar chord on the 4th fret. So it's exactly like we do with the D7 chord. You put it across all 4 strings, your first finger, pull against it a little bit, support it with your thumb, you should get a clear sound, and then your 2nd finger now on fret 5, string 1. And that's your E7. And what's going to happen in the song is you're going to jump from the E7 to the C sharp diminished to the D7. And that's what happens actually in the song. The next chord is a sequence of chords, and again, to make it happen how he plays it, we have to use a bar chord. So again, we're going to bar the 2nd fret all the way across. This is the D shape. And with our pinky, we're going to play string 1, fret 5. That's your D chord. Then you're going to walk down and play the first string. Keep that bar shape with the fourth finger on the first string. That's going to be your D major 7. And then what we've already looked at, your D7 chord. So that's that little progression that you'll hear in that song. Next is a standard E minor chord you'll see, which that E minor then in the song switches to a G augmented chord, which is almost the same shape. What I do is I do find myself moving my second finger to the third string, third fret, so I have room to pull up my third finger to the second string, third fret. So E minor, switch, and then you're going to have one more chord shape, which is the E minor 6, and there's really no easy way to do this other than to move shapes again. So you'll have your first finger on the third string, first fret, and then the second finger on the first string, second fret. And that's the actual progression. E minor, G augmented, E minor 6. Then at the very end of the song, he does something really interesting. He jumps up to the 7th fret here to do the stuff at the end of the song. So first of all, if you know your E minor, it's basically that same E minor shape, but at the 7th fret. So the first finger is on the 7th fret on the first string, second finger is on the 8th fret on the second string, third finger is on the 9th fret on the third string. That's an A minor 7. Then what he does is he shifts the first finger up now, leave everything else, to the first string 6th fret, and that's your C minor 6. And then he jumps back down to a bar chord on the 7th fret, and he plays now it's the 10th fret with his pinky. So he's making basically a C shape. It's actually a G chord way up here, built on the 7th fret. But then, for the next chord, he adds the D7 sus4. So he puts the second finger on the second string, 8th fret, and the third finger on the third string, 9th fret, while leaving the pinky where it was. Then what he does is he switches back and forth between that chord and nitty to the soft fingers 2 and 3 to play the end of the song. And those are the actual chords that he uses in the recording on Facebook for I Want a Ukulele for Christmas. Okay, now let's look at the chords that you would use with baritone DGBE ukulele. Now I'll be using my mainland baritone. It has a cedar top and rosewood back and sides. So let's begin. The first chord is a G chord, then a G major 7, then a G7. All pretty standard so far. Then a C chord. Then the C minor. If you don't know how to do C minor, first finger goes on the 4th string 1st fret, second finger goes on the 2nd string 1st fret, and pinky goes on the 1st string 3rd fret. Then what's kind of interesting is you need a C sharp diminished, not a C sharp diminished 7. So if you were on that C minor, just slide those 2 notes up on this 4th and 2nd strings. There's your C minor, C sharp diminished, which is kind of cool. If you have to build it from scratch, you might also want to play it 1, 2, 3 instead of 1, 2, 4. It all depends on what works best for you. First finger on the 4th string 2nd fret, second finger on the 2nd string 2nd fret, and then whichever finger you want to use on the 1st string 3rd fret. Then your standard D7, an E7, your standard D, then a D major 7, just bar strings 1, 2, and 3 at the 2nd fret, your E minor chord, then kind of a funky one, a G augmented chord, and you kind of have to do kind of a kitty corner thing. First finger goes on the 4th string 1st fret, pinky goes on the 1st string 3rd fret. And then the one weird jump to make it most playable is the E minor 6. If you put your first finger on the 5th fret, there should be a dot there, hopefully there's a dot there, on the 4th string, and then the second finger on the 3rd string 6th fret, you'll get your E minor 6. The next chord is the A minor 7 chord. You play your normal A minor, and then you add your pinky on the 1st string 3rd fret. That's the A minor 7 chord. Then there is the C minor 6 chord, which is kind of a stretch. You can try to play it like this, which would be first finger on the 4th-string 1st fret, second finger on the 2nd string 1st fret, then adding the 3rd finger on the 3rd string 2nd fret, and then the 4th finger on the 1st string 3rd fret. Now, if you notice, that is your normal C minor chord with one extra note. The other thing you can do is you can use a bar chord. You bar all 4 strings at the 1st fret, get a nice clear sound. Add the 2nd finger at the 3rd string 2nd fret, and then the pinky on the 1st string 3rd fret. And that's another way to play your C minor 6. And then finally, at the end of the song, you're going to be switching between the G chord and the D7 sus4. And the D7 sus4 is your G chord, and I'm going to be playing with my pinky for a moment. And I'm going to add the 1st finger on the 2nd string 1st fret and my 2nd finger on my 3rd string 2nd fret. And then just take those off at the end of the song. And that's how he ends the song. And those are the chords that you need for baritone DGBE ukulele. Now, as it comes to strumming, I think most of the time an island strum is going to work out pretty well. There are times that he just plays single like downstrokes and he kind of lets go of the chords to kind of mute the sound. He does that too. But generally the strum seems to me to be more of an island strum. So if you want to hear what's going on, play along with me. I'm just going to do a little bit of the beginning of the song. Here we go. A 1, 2, 3, 4. I want a ukulele for Christmas. A ukulele's all that I need. Tell Santa if he wants to put a smile on my face, to put a ukulele underneath the Christmas tree. And then it goes on. So for the rest of it, you can just be flexible with strumming. Like you can do single hits or you can play around with it. So like on the little verses, I know the wise men brought gold and frankincense and myrrh to baby Jesus when he was born. But I bet if he would have made a Christmas list, a ukulele would have been gift number 4. So you have the freedom to goof around. Again, he's trying to capture the spirit of I want a hippopotamus for Christmas, songs like that. All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. So he's having fun with it, and you can have fun with it too. That should be all that you need to know to be successful to play this song. The hardest part is learning, especially if you're going to play it on GCEA, is learning some of these other chords with bar chords you might not normally play. And then that little jump up at the 7th fret. You can do it though. Practice it. It will be there. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Oh, and by the way, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all of you.